Welcome to the dark side of humanity.
Saying from the old murder investigation manual, and it said, think murder until proven otherwise.
19-year-old Jay Slater, an apprentice bricklayer from Lancashire, England, embarked on his first holiday abroad, a trip to Tenerife with friends. What began as a carefree adventure would soon become a chilling mystery, captivating the world and leaving a devastated family searching for answers.
It was an event. It was an NRG event with, DJs from all over, and he said, I want to go, and the ticket was £300. He said, I'm going to get my ticket first, Mum, so he got the ticket. And then I said, right, do you not think, well, do you not think we better book you some flights and what have you? So his friend were already going out there anyway, so I sorted out the return flights. I were encouraging him, to go, saying, you're gonna love it, you'll absolutely love it. And I just kept saying, have your wits about you. Don't believe in each other, have your wits about you, we're a massive, massive drinker anyway. But I just said, if you're having a drink and stuff, just encouraging him to go and have a good time. I can't even describe the way I feel, because I just think I wish he'd never gone.
Jay attended the NRG Music Festival in Playa de las Americas, enjoying the festivities with friends. However, the celebrations took a turn. After the festival, he travelled with two newfound friends to a remote Airbnb in the Masca Valley, a significant distance from his accommodation. The location, nestled in the northwestern mountains, proved to be a crucial factor in the events that unfolded.
A British teenager is missing on the island of Tenerife. 19-year-old Jay Slater disappeared on the Spanish island on Monday morning, June 17th. He had travelled there for a music festival with friends. A search is underway to find him near the village of Masca in the Parque Rural de Teno.
Early on the morning of June 17th, Jay's plans to return to his hotel went awry. Having missed a bus, he attempted to walk back, a journey that would have taken approximately 11 hours. He made several calls to friends expressing fear and disorientation. His final call at 8:50 a.m. local time indicated he was lost in the mountainous rural de Teno Park, his phone battery at 1%. Then, his phone died.
If you look around, you can literally see it's not safe for anybody to have been here without any of the supplies that you need. He's not got any hiking stuff, he's not got any sun cream, he's not got his phone, he's in severe danger. And I just feel like I've been up here every single day since that it's happened. I've been walking around trying to find him, literally doing everything that I possibly can. And in the full time I've been up here, I haven't seen one helicopter, which I feel like is very, very important, because the helicopters will be able to see things like, yes, they've had drones up here, yes, they have had dogs. However, they haven't actually had a scent from anything of Jay's, so I know that the dogs will be able to sniff out any humans, but obviously there's humans down there looking for Jay, and I think that could be misleading for them. I feel like they definitely need to get a scent from Jay. With the time I've spoke to them, I've said you need to get a scent.
A massive search began immediately, involving local authorities, volunteers and Jay's family. The search stretched for 4 weeks, covering a vast and challenging area. The terrain, characterized by steep ravines and unpredictable weather conditions, added considerable difficulty. The efforts of the Guardia Civil, along with the tireless dedication of volunteers, represented a significant commitment of resources. The lack of immediate answers fueled speculation. Online discussions generated various theories, including suspicions of foul play. The case generated significant online speculation, with online sleuths and communities forming to investigate and theorize about his disappearance and death in Tenerife. This online activity has led to the spread of various conspiracy theories and speculation, some of which have been criticized for potentially hindering the official search efforts, and some making more sense than the narrative. As the search went on, videos and Snapchats from Jay's phone started appearing all over the internet, leading people to believe this was more than just a missing person case. Jay's past got brought up and people started to speculate that this could possibly be a revenge attack. Back in August 20th, 21, a group of teenagers who split a boy's head open with a machete so badly his skull was exposed. The 8 teenagers, some as young as just 14 at the time, attacked Tom Hilton, who was 17, after chasing him down like a pack of gorillas and setting upon him with machetes, an axe and a golf club. He suffered a serious head injury as well as wounds to his shoulders and legs during the attack in Rishton, near Accrington in Lancashire, in August 2021. Preston Crown Court heard Mr. Hilton had gone to the old paper mill in the town, which was a popular meeting place, to look for a teenage girl. But when he arrived, he was chased by the group of boys and through the woods and onto the road in an attempt to escape them. But the gang caught up with him, surrounding him, and each then either attacked him directly with weapons or fists or encouraged the others. The court heard. Danny Yakub, Kane Taylor, Davis Hargreaves, James Meager, J. Dean Slater, Connor Armstrong, a 16-year-old boy and 17-year-old boy who cannot be named for legal reasons, were found guilty of violent disorder, and others also of witness intimidation. Jay Slater was 18 at the time, and he received an 18-month community order with 25 days rehabilitation activities and 150 hours unpaid work for violent disorder. Tom Hilton replied to these conspiracy theories on his social media and wished Jay Slater home safe. A GoFundMe page was set up by Lucy to assist with the search, and it gained significant traction, raising over £50,000. This development fueled speculation on the internet. Suddenly, the funds were rumoured to be intended for a ransom related to a major drug ring. The wild speculations kept the case in the public eye.
My name is Albert Tate. I'm a reporter from The Telegraph. I'm here in Tenerife, where the search for the missing British teenager, Jay Slater, has now entered its 8th day. Now behind me is the natural park of Tenerife. This is where Jay was last sighted on Monday morning. Because of that, the search has been concentrated here for the last 8 days. But this morning, there's been a new development. Jay's family, who have travelled out here, have released CCTV of a figure walking through the nearby town of Santiago del Teide. Now, it's very blurry, and Spanish police have not confirmed it, but they believe it could be Jay. The footage was taken at 6 p.m. on Monday, and that's 10 hours after Jay was last sighted here. For Jay's family, his mother Debbie, his father Warren, his older brother Zach, it is a small ray of hope. Warren has been in the town today and yesterday, putting up posters, urging anyone who has seen Jay to get in touch with police. He told us what he's been going through is like a living hell.
Jay's family visited the scene today. His dad, Warren, confronted with fears no parent ever wants to face.
Nightmare. It's been a nightmare. Just hoping that somebody has helped him off this mountain. That's all I want, is that somebody has helped him get off this mountain. I just want my body back, that's it. So I just want my body back.
Shingi Maorike, Sky News, Tenerife. So many of the questions around what happened begin here with this villa, where Jay came with 2 men. Hours later, he disappeared. Ophelia, who runs the cafe above the villa, was most likely the last person to see Jay. She told him what time the bus was coming, before he headed in the opposite direction into the national park, where his phone was last located.
I saw the boy in the morning at around 8 a.m. He asked twice what time the bus came. I told him at 10 o'clock. He came back and asked me again, and I told him again at 10 o'clock. After that, he walked off, and I didn't see him again. Later, I got in my car, and I saw him. He was walking quickly, but I didn't see him again after that.
It took nearly 2 weeks for Jay's friend Brad to speak up and tell his version of events. Jay Slater's family hired Mark Williams Thomas, a former detective and TV investigator, to assist in the search for Jay Slater in Tenerife.
There are 2 key people to date that I have not spoken to, and these are the 2 men that took Jay back to that holiday rental in the hills. Those two men have spoken to the police, but they are now back in England. I urge those two people to come forward, and I will give you a telephone number at the end to put out. I have only got a description of the one person because I don't have a photograph of the other person, and the information that the young men are giving me in terms of it is very limited. But I can tell you the one guy, he's about 6 foot tall, he's quite stocky, he had a distinctive, fairly similar to myself, but it was bright orange wrist on, and he is black, and he's got quite short black hair. Age? Very difficult to tell, but I think he's probably around 30 to 40. Since I've been here and worked with the family, I spent yesterday with them and the night before. They are a very, very united family. They are very supportive, and their one mission, of course, is to find out what happened to Jay. They still live with the hope that Jay will return and that he is not safe but still alive. They have themselves been out searching, and they've put up pictures and posters, and of course they are responding to as many inquiries as they possibly can. The position for myself is that I've come over here to investigate. They have sat with me and they have provided me with an in-depth insight into what has happened in the hours leading up to Jay's disappearance. I have to date been able to speak to a large number of witnesses who were with him or came across him during that period of time, and they have all been helpful. There are a number of those that are probably not entirely truthful, and I intend to follow up on those people further by cross-referencing them in relation to other witnesses. I need to speak to those people. Those people have crucial information. There will be you as well as many other people who are asking very pertinent questions in relation to why are they here, what were they doing, and why did they take Jay back to that holiday rental. I know the name of one of those individuals, his nickname. I do not know the name of the other person, but I do have a photograph of that one person. I do not intend to release that photograph yet, but if they do not come forward, I will release that information and ask the public to tell me who they are. So I urge them to come forward before I do that. And the only reason I'm doing that is I believe they have crucial information that may enable us to find out what has happened to Jay. There are two scenarios as far as I'm concerned that's happened to him. He has either come to harm by his own accident up in the hills somewhere, but not directly by the rental some distance away, or there is a third party involvement. I cannot rule that out at the moment, and there is certainly an aspect that concerns me with regards to the drugs, which is definitely a fraternity that exists around here, and in the last 24-48 hours there is definitely information that gives rise for concern around the drug aspect of it. Young people over here, you only need to go down the strip, and in a matter of 30 seconds without getting a car, you will be offered every single drug that you want, and that is a worry over here. But at this present moment in time, the Spanish authorities are doing what they're doing. I don't know what they're doing. The Spanish authorities have obviously rejected the help from the Lancashire police. Lancashire police have been very supportive of the family, have provided a direct contact, and Lancashire police have said that at any stage the Spanish authorities want their help, they will be here and they will help, and they certainly have the experience to be able to do that. But the Spanish police at this present moment in time have said, we do not want your help at all. And of course, as a direct result of that, they would see me as an extension of that. They're not happy that I'm here. I would say, put pride to one side. This is about finding Jay, and we need as many people as possible to get involved. And I would urge, as another appeal, not just to those two people, there are people out here who know more. There are people out here who have information, who have seen Jay, who had contact with Jay whilst he was here. If you were in those clubs on that evening or in the early hours of that morning, please come forward and tell us. You may be reluctant to pass that information to the police, but please use the hotline that we will circulate so that people can give us that information. I think the problem is that the starting point of this investigation for the Spanish authorities has been one of a missing person. I don't know whether that has increased or whether it's decreased. From a starting point, if this was it was in the UK, I would have started investigating as a critical incident, and I'd have done everything so that you can secure the crime scene, the potential crime scene or the last location, and then of course you can come back down. Once you've lost evidence, you've lost evidence. They are back in the UK. They may, out of freedom, come back if the Spanish authorities ask them, but at this present moment in time I haven't had the opportunity to talk to them. I can talk about other witnesses who are instrumental. There's lots of names being mentioned. Those people are cooperating fully and have said that at any stage, if the authorities want them to come back to Spain, they will do. He has either come to harm himself as a result of moving away from the area. So it's either, I do not believe that he is in that close proximity to the rental. It's a very easy area to search. If he has come to any harm, it's either the other side of the lookout point, or it's a bit further down towards the town. It's one of those areas here, and obviously the longer it goes on and the more days that pass and the continued search, because the police are searching very, very well. They've got mountain rescue, there's lots of people up there. He will be found. If he's not found, then of course it brings that other element, which is the third party. I have received information. There is no doubt an underworld here. There is an undercurrent here. There is a big drugs fraternity. I can't tell you at the moment whether that has an impact. I've only been here for less than 48 hours. But what I can tell you is the information I currently have, and the family have shared everything with me, and I've got lots of messages, lots of WhatsApp chats and everything. That is a line of inquiry. So the two men were over here. They were in the bars, in and around the strip area. They were certainly there for 2 days, but we know definitely that they mixed with Jay and Jay's group of friends that were there. They spent a number of time in the bars drinking. They say that they drank Hennessy, which was their preferred drink, and there was one person who was a slightly bigger guy, was much more chatty than the other person. They were there. They didn't go to the festival. They didn't have an invite for the festival. They didn't have a ticket, so they didn't go to the festival. And they were with Jay on the morning, taking them back. What we don't know is why. And of course, the questions that raise is why, if you were partying here, do you go to a venue, a holiday let some hour away, which is in a really remote location? I don't know the answer to that. I don't know who they are at the moment, but my focus now is to find those people. I have a photograph of them, and I know that the power of the internet will very quickly, if I put that image out, we'll find them. But I'm giving them the opportunity to come forward. They are witnesses. They are nothing more than that. They are crucial witnesses, and I want to make sure that we secure that evidence in relation to what they've got to say and ask the pertinent questions which could give answers to what's happened. Jade had enjoyed himself that night. They'd consumed quite a bit of alcohol. That morning, when he left the club shut at 4 o'clock. He came out of the club. They sat outside on the wall for a short period of time, wandered around, trying to work out what they were going to do. Jade was during the course, I mean, many of you have seen the videos of him. He looked quite drunk at stages during the course of that. But when he comes out, I am told by people who spoke to him that he was quite in control of himself. So when he goes off with these two men, he is in quite control of himself. What we don't know is why he went with these two men.
Police in Tenerife have this morning called off the search for missing Jay Slater, with still no sign of the teenager. The dramatic development will be heartbreaking for Jay's family, who have never given up hope of his safe return. The son understands the 19-year-old's mum and dad have been informed and are being comforted by family and friends. The 14-day hunt for Jay, involving sniffer dogs, helicopters and mountain rescue experts, has found no trace of the teenager. In a statement, Tenerife Civil Guard said officers would continue to act on any tip-offs, but the active work here on the ground would cease. Yesterday, this area near the village of Masca was a hive of activity, as dozens of police officers and volunteers did one last sweep of the valley, but found nothing at all. Now, according to sources, while the search for Jay is over, the case is still very much in play and detectives are looking at all possibilities. Yesterday, a senior cop revealed that 2 men that Jay had stayed with at an Airbnb here near the village of Masca were not relevant to the case. So without any fresh clues, the disappearance and circumstances around what happened to Jay still remain a mystery.
I think the Spanish police made a grotesque error in allowing those people to leave the island of Tenerife as quickly as they did, and also to tell the media that those people were not relevant. There must be other threads to this investigation. So many names have been put forward, so many question marks over some of the characters involved in this baffling mystery. But the big frustration is we do not know what those lines of inquiry are that the Spanish police are following. And in that regard, I guess many of the frustrations are still there for the family.
Jay Slater was scared when he left the Airbnb where he was last seen, it was claimed today. TV investigator Mark Williams-Thomas, who has been working for Jay's family to help find the teen, claims Jay would not return to the holiday rental to either charge his phone or get water, even though that was the most sensible thing to do. He told friends he just couldn't do that, and he was already 30 minutes walk away.
We've been unable to validate this in terms of a reported theft. However, friends of Jay said he would not make this up, and the watch was subject of later conversation between the friends.
There are more questions than there are answers, and that is probably at the very heart of it. What on earth happened at that Airbnb? That's crucial.
The social media posts Mark Williams-Thomas released spread the conspiracy theories like wildfire, in particular the stories surrounding the stolen watch. Snapchat pictures sent from Jay's phone claiming he was on his way to sell a watch to 2 Mali kids became a hot topic on social media, bringing a motive to a foul play narrative. Strangely, there was no CCTV footage anywhere of Jay leaving the festival. But one bit of CCTV footage did make its way to social media was the massively talked about beach footage that was apparently recorded the night Jay went missing.
Rescue workers have found the body of a young man in the search for missing teenager Jay Slater. The 19-year-old disappeared on the 17th of June in Tenerife. The Civil Guard says first investigations strongly suggest it is Jay and that he could have suffered a fall. Alan Jenkins has the latest.
The road Jay travelled before he disappeared was certain, but what happened to him up here in the winding remote hills of Tenerife has been a puzzle for weeks. The key question, where was the 19-year-old? It seems now that's been answered, because near the rugged ravines of the island's national park, police say they've finally found a body that's likely to be him. Those who know the area well and the nearby village of Masca say it's unsurprising it's taken so long given the landscape.
If you go to Masca, you'll find that it's a very popular hiking area with tourists. However, as soon as you go off route or off the beaten track, you're faced with ravines up to 2,000 feet deep, covered in vegetation, that if someone fell down, it'd be very, very difficult to see them, spot them or find them. And this is where we believe his body has been found.
Here's what we know about how the teenager ended up in that area. Jay had gone to the NRG Music Festival in the south of Tenerife on Sunday the 16th of June. Then he went with 2 men to an Airbnb further north in the village of Masca in the early hours of the Monday. A few hours later at 8:30 a.m. he called his friend Lucy to say he was lost with little phone battery and would try walking home after missing the bus. That would have taken 11 hours by foot. His last location was confirmed to be the rural Deteno Park. This search footage was filmed this morning in the area where police found a body they believe to be Jay. Formal identification is yet to take place, but possessions and clothes found near the body would suggest it is him. 2 weeks ago, police had called off the official search, but it's being reported they had actually carried on under a secrecy order by the courts. That privacy alluded to in this statement from the police. Given the complexity of the case, the discovery has been possible thanks to the incessant and discreet search carried out by the Civil Guard during these 29 days, in which the natural space was preserved so that it would not be filled with curious onlookers. There have been intense levels of speculation over what happened to Jay, especially online, where anonymous accounts spread wild conspiracy theories without any real facts. Jay's mum Debbie had said these comments were deeply damaging for the family. They'd launched a crowdfunder to help raise money to support the search, which now looks likely to have come to an end. A month on, his family still held out hope Jay would be found safe and well. He'd gone on his first holiday to Tenerife with friends. It was to be his last.
The media went quiet after Jay's body was found, awaiting the inquest, but social media did not stay quiet. They had so many questions unanswered. The two men that Jay apparently went back to the Airbnb with started running live streams on TikTok, and these videos made this case look more like foul play, with them mocking the case and showing no care for Jay Slater.
Playing your favourite song.
How do you not know this song?
Wait, let me hear it.
Wait, let me turn it up.
Hey, you're killing me. I stretch, you're killing me. It's a headshot. Trust me. Headshot.
I'm not.
Yo, 2 bottles there. That one. Headshot. It looks like someone done a hit.
But they tried to say personal trainer. I'm like, no, mate. It stands for Portugal. But in the short, you know what I'm saying? In the short, it's PT. Who bought the watch? What?
I brought it yesterday.
Yeah, she bought it.
Yesterday, I brought it off him.
Who bought the watch? Who's gonna buy the watch for 10 quid? Someone said, who's gonna buy the watch for 10 quid?
He did. Very good deal.
Very good deal. Hit the bags every weekend. Yeah, you're going. Hey, they're going mental in there, you know. Have a day off, sunshine. Fuck, you know. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean?
Bro, I'm phoning him, man.
I'm phoning him. Look. Look. You know what I mean? She needs a Kit Kat.
I don't care about who was fighting,
Yeah, I don't
know what I'm saying? I'll be real, listen, anybody can get smoked, so fights happen every day, do you know what I mean? Get over it. Do you know what I'm saying?
I'm telling you.
No, you're right, Sophie, sorry.
About Jay Slater situation, brother. Alright?
I don't give a F about no situation, bro. Bro, I don't care about your old pal, bro. Who you, bro?
Yo, we saying Saul?
Yo, I'm a mate of Jay Slater, yo.
Oh, that's happening, G, you good?
I'm a close mate of Jay Slater. You know what happened on that night? You know the fight happened in at the nightclubs and that, and a watch got taken by you and Ayub, innit?
You what?
A watch got took by you and Ayub.
Bro, what are you talking about now?
Yeah. And you told Jay to come to the Airbnb with you, didn't you? Yeah.
Yeah, bro, you're going,
Yeah.
Okay. So...
Nah, I know that's a fact. I know it for a fact.
Alright, man. This guy's gone mad.
What do you mean this guy's gone mad? I know it's a fact.
What are you saying? Someone took a watch. What are you saying?
I'm a close mate of Jay, innit? I know Ayub and Rocky took a watch. A fight happened.
A fight happened?
Yeah.
Is it someone? Is this the real Saul?
What do you mean? Is this the real Saul, mate?
Yeah.
What do you mean, mate? Search my name up, Daily Mail.
No, bro. The guy came in and chat to him about the watch again. I'm thinking, bro, you're not bored, bro.
So what are you saying? Are you saying anything like this, or what was it a different matter? Saying sorry.
What do you mean different, mate? I'm just saying Ayub and Rocky took a watch on that night and told Jay to come to the Airbnb with him.
What?
That's a fact.
What? So someone got stole something or something, or what?
No. Jay was absolutely
Well, I mean, you can think what you think, mate, but everyone knows the fact. And Rocky and Ayub know who Brandon Hodgson is. They know both of them know exactly everything about Brandon Hodgson.
He's pinging off the pink.
Yeah, whatever, Rocky, mate, what you know, and I know, mate.
All right, mate. Any more questions, bro? Okay.
These live streams by Rocky and Ayub did nothing but push the foul play narrative. Mark Williams Thomas reveals that he has recorded interviews with Jay's friends, Lucy and Brandon, who has been very quiet throughout this investigation. Also his interview with Ayub Qassim, but Mark says he is not willing to release them yet. There are so many lies, contradictions and conspiracies surrounding this case to mention them all, but people keep on speculating online as we wait for the inquest. When the inquest started on May 21st, 2025, it was suddenly halted after Jay's mum Debbie asked for extra attempts to be made to locate witnesses who had failed to respond to a request to give evidence.
An inquest into Jay Slater's tragic death was today adjourned after key witnesses failed to be brought to Preston Coroner's Court. It means 11 months on from the 19-year-old's disappearance in Tenerife, his grieving family are still without answers.
Mark Williams Thomas released his two-part podcast and the interviews with some of the witnesses after the first inquest brought more answers than questions.
The formal inquest into the death of Jay Slater opened yesterday at Preston Crown Court. I put on hold my podcast because I felt it right that the formal police process should be allowed to conclude, and as such, I've kept quiet on all the evidence that I have. But hearing how disappointing the inquest was yesterday, I decided to speak out on a number of points. At the time, in Tenerife, I undertook a detailed assessment and brief investigation. I was given access to the family and traced and spoke to key witnesses who were with Jay during his holiday, and in particular on the evening and on the morning of when he was last seen. I've interviewed all the key witnesses except one person. All interviews were recorded and I still have them, and all the evidence and documentation and pictures that I collected at the time I still have. First, my thoughts remain with Debbie and the family, especially at this time when they have told how poor the police investigation has been. As a family of a loved one who has died requiring a police investigation, all they want to know is that that investigation has been thorough, has spoken to all the witnesses, been detailed, and crucially, they have retained and collected all key evidence that relates to that investigation. The evidence now about the watch and the knives that I first reported about, but heavily criticised on, has been shown to be true and is confirmed as being accurate and evidentially supported. I can confirm that although Jay was pictured with two knives in his waist when he stood on the steps of that rental, the knives, as I'm told, were not found with him, and crucially, the knives, I'm told, were still in that apartment. So they didn't leave that property when he left. I note the police have been unable to find Lucy Law to attend the hearing. I have many recordings and conversations with Lucy, who fully cooperated right from the very beginning and helped me piece together the events of that evening and of the morning when Jay left. But the most important witness the police have also been unable to trace is Ayub Qassim and Steve Rokas. I never spoke to Rokas, but I did track down Ayub and had a number of detailed conversations with him, all of them recorded. I put to him many questions and he answered them. I also have other information about him. I also have WhatsApp conversations with him. And it's from Ayub that I have some very crucial evidence that has not yet been made public and does provide, I believe, greater context as to why Jay left that property on that morning and took the decision to walk. And to add to the questionable quality of the police investigation, one important image relating to the watch being stolen apparently has now been deleted by the police. I've kept every image relating to both the watch and the knives and other series of communication. Debbie was asked yesterday, was she happy for the statements of Ayub and Rokas to be read out? And she said, no, I want them to attend court. Quite rightly so. I think it's fair to say that after yesterday's hearing, the family will feel disappointed and certainly does not leave one with the view that the police investigation has been both thorough and meticulous. At the time, I offered all my evidence to the Spanish police, but they never responded. And I remain happy to share everything I have with them. Equally, I'm happy to share all my information with Lancashire Police, although obviously this was a Spanish police-led investigation, not a British. My thoughts remain with Jay's family. Whilst I took a great deal of criticism throughout my coverage of the case, looking back, it's clear now that the evidence come out of court, and in particular with regards to pathologists, that sadly it was a tragic accident. There was no third-party involvement, which I was very clear to make an assessment on in the very early days. So, a tragic accident, and my thoughts remain with Jay and his family.
In the early stages, I was told Lucy was being evasive and not speaking to anybody. However, she responded almost straight away to my call and was clearly very upset, but really wanted to help. Lucy explained to me that after speaking to Jay, she contacted the police. What did you do straight after that phone call?
Straight after the phone call, I rang the police.
Okay, and so you phoned the police, but you didn't make an official report till 6:15 in the evening, did you?
No, I did. I went to the police. The first thing I did was ring the police.
Okay.
The police kept ending the phone on me on the phone. So I rang my mum and I was like, Mum, I don't really know what to do. Like, what do I do? They're just ending the phone on me. They're not taking it seriously whatsoever. I'm like, what do I do? So she was like, just go to the police station and see what they're doing. So I went to, I ran down to the taxi line, got a taxi straight to the nearest police station to me, which was the Las Americas police station. But I need to report somebody missing, and she gave me this piece of paper that said, I can't remember what it said. It said like, you need to go on this website and sorry, I'm not selecting days. My brain's actually not working. I've sold the piece of paper. My literal brain's not working. Yeah, but they were trying to make the report. I was literally shooed out of the police station. Okay. I kept going saying, what's going on, what's happening, then she gave me this piece of paper and it said that I needed to go onto my phone.
So what are the two black men that drove the car that Jay was in? They are absolutely vital witnesses. They are possibly, other than the lady at the bus stop, the last people to see Jay. I asked Lucy what she knew about them.
I have no idea.
Well, why do you not have any idea? You went back in a car with them the next day.
Yeah, I don't know who they are. I don't know. How would I know who they are?
Well, Brandon knows who they are.
He doesn't know who they are. He knows of one of them because he's seen them in a coffee shop before.
But hang on, but Brandon introduced Jay and Brad and you to them, so Brandon must know them. How does he know them? What are they involved in, Lucy? Lucy, you just got to be straight with me here. What are they involved in?
I am being straight. They're not involved in anything together. I don't have a clue. I don't know how he knows them. It's literally passing in a coffee shop. That's all I know.
But you don't pass people in a coffee shop and then two nights with them, and then Jay goes back with them. Lucy, tell me about the watch.
Okay, so I have he sent a message into a group chat of his face, and then turning around saying, "Oh, I've just robbed a watch off this off some security with this Somali kid, and I'm going to sell." I can't even remember what he said on the message, but I've seen it.
And where was the kid? Where was the person with the watch?
The person who had it originally?
Yes. So how did he rob it off him?
This is what I mean, I don't know, I wasn't there. I wasn't there, so I don't know.
So we know Lucy got a call from Jay and reported him missing to the police, and that it was Lucy that identified the rental. But I need to understand how she did this, given she says she did not know who the two men are, nor exactly where they were staying.
So on the first day, I'd ended up finding this house. I'd put on Facebook, like, after I'd been to the place, there was just been no help whatsoever. And I thought, right, I need to go up there myself, like, because they literally not doing anything. So obviously I didn't have a car, I didn't know how I was going to get up there. But I put something on Facebook just before, like, explaining, like, kind of what had happened and stuff. And just said, like, that came and helped me, like, what do I do about this? Like, because I've never been in this situation before. Like, I'm only 18, you know what I mean? I didn't have a clue, like, what to do in this situation. Like, I think Brad were asleep, everyone were asleep, like, I don't even know, I was literally on my own with it all. So I put some American lady, had commented on it saying, I'm on holiday here, and I've got a car if you need any help.
But Lucy, how did you know to go to that location?
Because he's posted a video on his Snapchat story.
And which video are you talking about?
There was a cigarette in it, a white car, obviously all the mountains are very distinctive. So a lady, the American lady, she can back me up with this. I had no idea where the house was. We were driving around looking for clues. But this is what I mean, I've done this before the police, and I'm like, why is it not the police why is it not the police that's done all this?
So much information began to circulate online, a lot of it in relation to drugs. Here is an extract from one post.
This is not fake. She is not innocent at all. I'm a close associate to and others in the Tenerife and Ibiza area. All the rumours are true. Is a drug mule. We work together, about 20 of us split into groups, half to Ibiza and half to Tenerife.
The post goes on to discuss amounts and then quantities.
There were 5 bags and we got given designated bag holders who would have the bag 24/7. Then we take however much is needed. We separate and go our ways to sell.
I know that the night before Jay's disappearance, he used a variety of different drugs and had also drunk a lot of alcohol, and so his state of mind would definitely have been affected.
To hear from Brandon what he thought of the conversation with Jay that morning. When he talked to you, he said he'd already been walking 30 minutes, did he?
Yeah, so I spoke to him first at 21 minutes past 7.
Yeah.
And we put the foot down and he said, I'm going to go. So he was in the house, he was sat on the bed, like on the settee, saying, I'm going to go sleep or whatever.
And were you videoing this, or was this audio?
It was on Snapchat video.
Snapchat video, okay, yeah. And then what happened?
Then he put the foot, I said, right, I'm going now. I'll just let me answer off my head, or I could be all sick on the phone. He said, yeah, no worries. Then he was texting me, sending videos, he was outside again. Right. I rang him, I said, what are you doing? He said, I'm set off walking, me lad. He was laughing with it first. Then he sent me the location, and we realised, oh shit. But in this time, I think he's already been on the phone to Brad.
Yeah.
Then I rung Lucy, and then Lucy rung him.
Right.
Then that was the last I heard from Jay.
Yeah. And when he was talking to you, he was walking, was he, in the last part?
Yeah, he said to me on the phone, I remember these exact words. He said, I've gone off road in me, bro.
I've gone off road?
Yeah.
And that would have been shortly before he sent you the location, was it?
Yeah.
Right. So he said, I've got off road, and what? Anything else?
No, not really. That comes to mind.
Okay. And then after that, and then did you say to him, well, where are you? And then he sends a location.
Yeah, I had to tell him how to do it though.
Oh, okay. And he sent it to you on, was it Snapchat or WhatsApp? WhatsApp.
WhatsApp. It was on a WhatsApp.
Yeah, so the WhatsApp location, you told him how to do it and he sent it to you.
Yeah.
Jay also told Brandon that he could not go back to the rental.
But on the phone, he said to me, I've been walking already for half an hour because I tried to tell him to go back. And he said, oh, I've already been walking half an hour. I'm not going back. I don't want to go back. I just want to go home.
The day of Jay's disappearance in the evening, Lucy wanted to go looking for him. Contacting via social media, Qassim said he would pick her and Brandon up and take them to the area to look for him. Qassim described how that trip went.
He kept saying to me shit like, oh, bro, I need to get out to do a piss. I need to get out to do a piss. And I kept saying, mate, you're a fucking adult. Hold it in, like, do you know what I mean? And then, but I never knew he was in such a position that because of the cat, he couldn't hold his piss in. Do you know what I mean? Like, and then when he got out to do the piss, he couldn't piss. Like my mate was saying, bro, he's not pissing. Stop the car, like in some tunnel, because he was like, oh, stop the car. And then guess what? Because he couldn't piss. I'm getting now that my mate that I know these kids through, like, one kid called Brandon, so I'm like, Brandon, mate, what the fuck's your pal doing, like, do you know what I mean? Nah, yeah, and then I'm telling Brandon, oh, sort your fucking mate out and that, yeah? And then he's like, oi, Brad, mate, get back in the car. And then he's like, no, mate, just you lot go. And then Lucy's like, Brad, we're not leaving you in now, bro. Just let's go, Brad, let's go.
What Qassim said next was really significant, and I believe provides real context to a very number of important aspects of this case.
Oh, man, they're like, lad, fuck it. They're like, that's like 2 bottles of Henny, lad. And then, like, they were just doing my head in. And then, in the end, I was like to Brandon, look, Brandon, one of your mates yesterday walked away because he's fucked off with the cat and he went missing. Tell this fucking idiot, get back in the car. We're in a fucking tunnel. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, them big tunnels that go under the mountains and that.
So let's just rehear that again.
And look, Brandon, one of your mates yesterday walked away because he's fucked off with the cat and he went missing.
I believe this is really significant new information. When Qassim said ket, he was referring to ketamine, and my information is that this drug was readily available and that Jay had definitely been using it. I have further information about the supply of ketamine into the country. In the UK, ketamine is a Class B drug, carrying a maximum of 5-year sentence for possession and 14 years for supply. I continue to investigate if drugs has any involvement in Jay's disappearance, and have been sent a price list for drugs that I can obtain in Las Americas. Ketamine 1 gram equals €50 and 3.5 grams 140 euros. Also other drugs are listed for cocaine 1 gram 90 euros and 3.5 grams 250 euros. So Qassim says in the recording that Jay left the rental on the morning and took with him Qassim's ketamine. If you wonder why we've not heard this before, well, Qassim is not going to admit that he is dealing in drugs. His police statement, of course, made no mention of this. My intelligence, however, is that the rental location was specifically chosen so as not to bring attention to any illegal activity. I remained in contact with Debbie since the first time I met her and remained supportive of her. She has shown great resilience even though she is heartbroken. As such, I've shared all the information I have found out along the way with her. As I said at the start, it is always so hard for a parent to hear things that are uncomfortable and perhaps show a loved one in a bad light. Debbie has not wanted me to release the information from Qassim that says Jay took his ketamine when he left the rental because, she says, it will bring further shame on the family. I don't believe this is the case. As an investigator, I believe it's vital that all credible information should be considered and investigated. And although I have shared this information with the Spanish police, I know it does not form part of the inquest, and I believe it should. Hence, why I've taken the decision to release it ahead of the inquest, so it can be properly investigated.
Ayub responded to Mark Williams Thomas on a live stream, claiming he had edited the audio and not played the full recording.
Everyone else will tell you it's false. He goes, I'm supposed to giving him care. I don't even mess with that stuff, for one. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, so that is like a straight like, do you get what I mean? And then he's edited something else that I was talking about Brad and made it sound like I was on about Jay. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah, so I just thought no, that's alright, Ash. And everyone's been saying the inquest and stuff like that. I never knew about it. Now I do know. We're just making our steps into sorting it out. Do you know what I mean? So like, everyone needs to just calm down on that matter. But all I'm saying is, like, why didn't, like, let me get back to what I was saying. Hello, Joe. Basically, let me get back to what I was saying. Like, on the voice note, but it was a call, it weren't even voice notes. He was like, what's the word I'm looking for? He was like, who's your friend? Like, as of like asking who you were. And he was like, and I was like, nah, bro, I'm not telling you who my friend is.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if I won't tell you who my mate is, why the hell would I tell you, someone ran off with my cat? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, come on, mate. Like, stop doing that editing. Stop doing all of that cutting. Like, do you know what I mean? Play the unedited version. Where I told you to suck your ass.
Oh yeah, you didn't play that part, did you?
Yeah, do you know what I'm saying? Play that bit. Do you know what I mean? Like, hello, Lel. I said he was off the Kets. And I was talking about Brad furthermore as well, because he said the tunnel. I said the tunnel, and that's where we left Brad, and we thought Brad went missing as well, like for a whole 5 hours. Do you know what I'm saying? But that's a whole different story.
Man.
All I'm saying is, like, yeah, Mark was doing some funny stuff. Like, yeah, he thought he was coming with a bombshell.
Jay Slater's heartbroken mum broke down in tears as she paid tribute to her son at the conclusion of his inquest.
So, here we are with the outcome of the Jay Slater inquest and the versions of events that the courts decided to believe. Welcome to the dark side of humanity.
Debbie Duncan said Jay should be left in eternal peace, as she described him as the life and soul anywhere we went. Ending Jay's inquest, Dr. James Aidley determined the teenager's death was accidental after a fall from height. The coroner said, whilst attempting to descend the ravine, Jay fell in a difficult area. He fell approximately 20 to 25 metres, resulting in a skull fracture and brain trauma, from which he would have died instantly. There was no third party involved. Jay Dean Slater died an accidental death. Dr. Aidley said Jay's body was identified by his right thumbprint, and that a pathologist had ruled it did not have any injuries likely to have been inflicted by third parties. The post-mortem noted that Jay's body had undergone extensive mummification due to the hot conditions his body would have been in before he was found on July the 15th. Dr. Aidley said Jay's death would likely have been instantaneous. Liver samples analysed in the UK showed Jay had taken ecstasy and cocaine and drunk alcohol in the day or so before. Jay's body was found in a ravine in the remote mountains of northern Tenerife last July, 29 days after he disappeared while on holiday.
He was attempting the treacherous 14-hour walk back to his own apartment after leaving an Airbnb he went to with 2 men when he fell. Jay made a final heart-wrenching call to his friend Lucy Law, telling her he was dehydrated and didn't know where he was.
Looks like the Jay Slater case is being ruled an accident, which means there won't be any justice for this poor boy. We're sending our prayers and hoping he rests in peace. Our hearts go out to him and his family during this incredibly difficult time. I really want to hear your thoughts on this outcome, so please drop your comments below. Thanks for watching. Please like and share.